Hello you guys, welcome to the first of what I think will be a series of moving vlogs. Sorry to do this right now, but I just realized that I need something on my lips because I feel like one of my beige flags, especially as an influencer, is that I never update my lip glosses or like my lipsticks. I feel like this is probably really gross, but I've had the same lip glosses and lipsticks and I just keep them on constant rotation, and many of them are discontinued. And so anytime somebody asks for my lip combo, I'm like, you don't want it because you won't be able to get it. And it's quite sad because I feel like I've grown to love so many of the ones that I have kept, but I can't find them anymore. Like this one, it's Chantecaille, and it's just this really pretty, like light pink. Can you see that? And it's just like the perfect light pink, but it's like glossy. And it's not too sticky, which I love. And it's in the shade Blythe, but they don't have it anymore. If you find it online, let me know, because I'd love to renew mine because I'm pretty sure it's like 4 years old. Anyways, hi. So this is going to be the first of, like I said, a series of moving vlogs. So I'm filming this a couple of weeks before you will actually see it. And I think as of now, you will have seen obviously our moving announcement on Instagram and then the subsequent podcast episode, which you can also watch here on YouTube. So you guys know the why behind the move and all of that. I've answered probably a lot of questions at this point. I would think that's like my plan in the podcast episode, to kind of ask you guys what do you guys want to know about this move and why we're doing it. Like, I'd love to hear what you guys are curious about. So since you guys already have that baseline knowledge, I guess we'll just start today's video with like where we're at with prepping for the move and what I have going on today and all of that. So today is the 15th of August. It's Thursday, and I'm actually taking Fish and Chips to the vet today. They need what's called a Fit to Fly certificate that authorizes that a vet here in the UK has looked them over and deemed them like fit to travel. So we are going to do that today because on Sunday, the 18th, I am flying them back to the States. So I'm really sad because I'll miss them for the next few weeks, but I also really wanted them to not be stressed out as we're like getting ready to pack. And I feel like Fish is usually quite chill. Like, he used to get a bit anxious when he was little, when he would see us pack, but Chips is our more anxious one, and I just felt like it'd be helpful to not have them under our feet. We have Whitney's wedding coming up in a couple of weeks, and I think life is just going to be really busy over the next few weeks as we're prepping for everything. So we just felt like it might be smart to move them a little bit early. And I reached out to their dog sitter from years ago who used to watch them for me all the time. She's literally like their second mom, and told her that we were moving back, and I asked her if she would watch them for a few weeks while we got all of our stuff ready and packed up and all of that. She was like, I can't tell you how happy this made me. She's like, I am like boohoo crying. She's so excited to see them. And so I'm just, that's all you want, right? Like, whenever you're leaving your animal with somebody else, like, that's all you want is for them to love them as much as you love them. And that's always been the case for Jaren. She's so lovely. She's just so loving. She has a dog named Pip, and Pip and Chips were like two little peas in a pod. She's like, I just cannot wait to see Pip and Chips like reunite and rekindle their love for each other. They were like little boyfriend and girlfriend, so it's gonna be so fun for them to be reunited. And then little Fish, of course, is just so chill, so fun, but he always has like the best time with Jaren. And she's like, I'm so excited to have my little couch buddy back in the evenings. So yeah, I'm so excited to get them over and get them settled so that we can kind of fully focus on all the rest of the things that we need to get done here. So I'm moving them back using a new company that I heard about. Honestly, it's been like a year and a half that I heard about this company. They followed me on Instagram. They're called K9 Jets. They're a private jet company that they have a few different routes that they do, and essentially they put these flights out there on their website. It's like from LA to New Jersey, New Jersey to London, LA to London, London to Dubai. I think they have like flights to Portugal as well. Basically, they have a bunch of different routes, and I think they're always keeping an eye out for the different routes that they don't have yet that are needed. And they are essentially a private jet company that allows people to buy these flights, and they get to travel with their dogs in the cabin, which is something that this country in particular has needed, because they have such strict restrictions against pups being in the cabin for large flights. So I'm really excited to use them for this journey from the UK back to the US for fish and chips. They have done multiple journeys in cargo via major airlines, and they've never had an issue, I will say. This option that we're going with is a lot more expensive than the traditional way that we've done it before. I fully trust the pet travel industry. I've never had a bad experience with them. I know that there are horror stories. We don't need to get into that. But yeah, I just think for me at this stage in Fish and Chips' life, Chips is 9 now, and he's always been my more anxious boy. And then, you know, Fish is 15, and over the last few years, he's had back surgery. He's a lot more fragile than he used to be, so I just didn't feel as comfortable moving them in that way. So I think a lot of people are in the same boat, but in different ways. Like maybe their pet has a seizure disorder, or they have to take a lot of medication, and you know, they're flying from London to Singapore. You know, it's really disconcerting for a lot of people to travel with their pets in cargo, even though it is a reliable service. So I really wanted to experience this as a way to kind of give you guys the scoop on whether or not this was a worthy investment, because it is a big investment. In full transparency, we're working together. They followed me a long time ago, and I wasn't really in the market at that point to go on this journey with them. But now, being that our life has unfolded in this way and we are moving back to the States, I was like, well then I really, really want to see what this company is all about. And actually, one of my really good friends, Bethany, here in Windsor, she moved her dog Dakota, who's a rescue and quite anxious, from LA to London using canine jets, and she raved about how great they were. So yeah, really excited to use canine jets, and there will be more information that I'll be sharing on the blog. If I've already written the blog post, it'll be linked down below in the description box, and there will also be, you know, a full YouTube video of you guys going on this adventure with me, so you guys will kind of get a little behind the scenes action of what it's really like. I'm so excited. So anyways, today I actually need to go get their Fit to Fly certificates done at the vet. Fish has given me such a scare. So today's Thursday. On Tuesday, I was meant to have like a full-on girls' day and night with Whitney. We were meant to have a really fun evening at the Mansion Oriental, like order room service, like kind of just do a proper, I mean, we see each other quite often, so we don't need to necessarily catch up, but we actually do have so much going on in our lives. Like, we were kind of really looking forward to having a nice little hash out and like a little like gush sesh over her upcoming wedding and my recent engagement, and you know, just talking about like how I'm feeling about this upcoming move and you know, what's next. Like, me and Whit are big dreamers, and we've always been like people that are like, hey, like, how are you doing? Like, where are you at? Like, let's talk about like what you're dreaming for the future. Like, what's your heart wanting? So yeah, we were really looking forward to this night. But yeah, Fish just wasn't himself on Tuesday morning. John had woken up before me and went to go let them out, and Fish had gone to the bathroom in his kennel. They sleep in their kennels at night. They like love their kennel, and they go in there on their own at night, and so that's where they sleep. And so John went down there and was really confused, because Fish is usually the first one to let us know when he's ready to get up and go outside, and he had gone number 2 in his kennel, and he wasn't really like making a fuss about it. So that was weird. And then he didn't want breakfast, and yeah, he just seemed like not like himself. So I was like, oh no. Well, over the weekend we ran out of their food, and I had canceled their food, which is a subscription service through this company called Butternut Box, and they've always loved it and they've always done really well on it, but obviously I needed to cancel the subscription, and we actually ran out like a week before we really needed it to run out. And I was like, oh no, I didn't calculate that right. I need to get more food. I have never seen butternut in a pet store before, but I was like, well, I don't want to wait for like more food to be like delivered to us. Like, let me just go to our local pet store and grab like some high grade, like soft food that's similar. And I worked at a vet years ago. Like, I know the drill. I know I should have planned ahead. I know I should have like staggered the change in their food and all of that. Well, I served the food to Fish the other day and I gave him his full amount. So I feel, in hindsight, like a really bad dog mom, but he was like scarfing it down, like he loved it. And so I was like, okay, well, cool, great. Historically, fish has a really tough stomach, but I will say like over the past like 5 years, it hasn't been as solid. So anyways, he was fine on Sunday, he was fine on Monday, and then I guess Tuesday morning, it all really started to like really hit him, and he was like, oh, I don't like this. So he didn't eat all day, and he just looked really sorry for himself, like was giving me those like precious moments eyes, like looking at me a bit like Eeyore, like I just don't feel well. And he just wasn't eating, and I had his heart medication that I needed to pick up from the vet. So that was already waiting for me at the vet. So I was like, let me go get his heart meds, because when he starts to eat again, I really want him to get his medication back, because I thought maybe him not being on his heart meds for a few days was also making him feel a bit off. So I go to the vet, I go get that. Throughout the course of the day, he's still just really sad, really not feeling well. So I take him to the vet, and they were like, this is definitely just him not feeling well because of his food. Like maybe he feels a little bit off from his heart, but they were like, he's hydrated, he's fine. Like just give him the night to like sleep and get back to a point where he's like, all right, I need to eat now. So yesterday morning, I gave him like boiled chicken with some peas, like something that was like easy on his stomach, quite bland. And thankfully he had his meds. He ate last night as well, but I wanted to start slowly transitioning him to this soft food. So I gave him a little bit of the soft food, not a lot. And he ate that, he ate his meds. And then this morning, he was fine this morning. He like ran upstairs and like told us he wanted to get up, and he was ready to like come in the bed and cuddle and all of that. And then I get downstairs to go get their breakfast ready, and he leaves the kitchen, and I find him on the chair, and he's like shaking. And so I'm like, I feel like I've given him PTSD from this food. So yeah, I was freaking out the other day because I was like, he has to be fine for his fit to fly. Like, what is this gonna do? Is this gonna completely sabotage this move? Like, I just want him to be well, right? Like, they're your little loves, and you just want him to be well and fine. And the last thing I want to do too is to also like hand him off when he's not well. Like if he's fine enough to get the fit to fly, but he's still not well enough when I leave him with Jared, I'm like, oh, like what am I gonna do? Because I'm literally driving them down from New Jersey to Florida, and I have to be back in Jacksonville and drop them off Monday afternoon. Thankfully, I'm splitting this journey with a family friend of mine, of our families, who helps us with different things. And so I'm not driving on my own, but at the same time, you know, I don't know, I just want him to be his perky self. Like ever since we've got him on his right heart medication dose and on his food, he is fine. Like he is totally happy. He's like a little puppy. But yeah, he seemed fine this morning. Like he got up, he went outside, he ran upstairs and like jumped up on the side of the bed to let me know that he wanted to come up for a cuddle. And then when I came downstairs to get their food ready, like Chips was ready to eat and Fish like left the kitchen. I was like, oh no, like please don't tell me. And he was shaking on the chair when I went into the living room, and I was like, oh no, I think I've given him PTSD from this food. So this entire morning I spent an absurd amount of money in Ubers trying to go to different pet stores that have this butternut box. I thought they had it in all locations of Pets at Home, which is like a PetSmart, but they don't, because our most local one, which isn't one I can walk to, didn't have it. So then I had to like go online and be like, which locations have it? So I finally did get some, but wow, it took like 2.5 hours to get all of that done. And now I'm filming this, and I'm about to spend more money in Ubers, because John's working today, he's out, to go take them to the vet. So anyways, hopefully Fish will be feeling more like himself tomorrow. But that's where we're at with Fish and Chips. We're using Canine Jets. Fish has been a little bit unwell. He's made me a little bit nervous about this whole move, because like the last thing I want is for us to have to shift this flight, because they're sold out for the next few flights from London to New Jersey. They don't have flights that are available until like October. I'm like, we can't do that. And you know, I really need them to have this fit to fly certificate. So like Fish needs to be fit to fly, you know? And I also want him to be fit and well enough for me to feel comfortable leaving him with Jared. I would never want to just, yeah, he's old. He's like so old now. And it's, if you've had old dogs before, you just know what it's like when you know that you're like, time really isn't on your side. It already feels really uncomfortable to like leave him for a few weeks with somebody, because I just want all the time that I can with him, because he is 15 now, but I also know that I would never want him to feel anxious and like freaking out over everything with us like packing up all of our stuff and him being like not sure of what's going on. So Anyways, I hope all that makes sense. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I really need to get going. Okay, let's take them to the vet. Boys, let's get going. Fishy. Hi, honey. I know, don't really feel up for it, do you? Oh, sweetie. Oh. Are you ready, little one? Let's go get your little stuff. Let's go get your harness. Okay, just got back from that appointment. We've got their Fit to Fly certificates all ready to go. I need to pack for that flight. Basically, I am only really packing what I need for like 2 days of like traveling in the car, 1 night of sleep, actually 2 nights of sleep. Anyway, I need to pack a few things for me, but very minimal. And then I need to pack my nice designer handbags, important documents that I don't want shipped, and any like nice heirloom pieces like jewelry that I don't want shipped. So anything that I don't want on the moving container, I need to pack in this suitcase so that I can physically drop it where it needs to go when I get to Florida. So I don't know if I've even told you like when we're moving. I might have already mentioned it, but at this point we're either moving out of this place on the 7th of September or the 14th. Probably by the time I have announced the move, I will know. But we're currently kind of in limbo. We're waiting for a few things to shape up to know which date we'll be moving out. So basically we have a moving container company already selected. They've given us their quote. We're just waiting until we know for sure our move out date to let them know when they need to come and pack our stuff. They are packing our stuff, but I will say we've already made like a massive start. About a month and a half ago, we sold my desk in our office room. This is the second main bedroom. Like there's the main bedroom with the wardrobes fitted into it, and that's obviously mine and John's room, but this is like the second room that's a substantial size. The third room is quite small. It's like a little box room. I'll put a little video on here so you can kind of see. That's Louie's room, and I like love his little room so much. It's so cute. At first we were like, maybe we should give him the bigger room because he's getting to be a bigger boy and all of that, but I mean, all of his play stuff is down here in the lounge so that he can play with us and stuff while we're kind of down here eating dinner or just doing different things. So we figured that it was just more appropriate for him to have the smaller room. And then we would use the bigger room for our desks. But I've never really been a big desk girl. I usually like to work outside of the house because I just get really restless at home. So I cleaned out my desk a few weeks ago and we sold that to create some space to start stacking boxes and bringing up suitcases that were in the cellar. So we've done that, and we've got quite a few suitcases up there that are basically currently housing all of my winter coats, my sweaters, my winter shoes, my beanies and scarves, like all of those things are all in these suitcases. So I think there's other things in there too. It's not just my clothes, but I just can't remember what I've packed in them so far. So we have gotten a good start on packing. I started to pack a few more things last night down here in the lounge. We've got these amazing like built-in cabinets and shelves and things that are kind of outfitted with decor and stuff. So I've kind of started to get those things packed up. The thing that we do have to do, and I think we'll probably do this tomorrow, is get all of Louie's toys sorted through. We're not moving all of his toys, and honestly, the amount of toys that he has just kind of grosses me out a little bit, because the more toys they have, the less they actually play with the toys they have. So I just feel like less is kind of more. And we try to do the whole like rotate toys thing, but it's hard to remember to do that. So anyways, we are gonna be donating some of his toys. We need to kind of sort through some of his books, and we've got a few friends here that are pregnant that we can kind of donate some of the kind of younger babyish toys that are kind of overdue for a little cull, and some of the like babyer books as well, and pass those down to them. So we need to kind of do that tomorrow, because I think like next week or so, we really need to start like packing up the toys that we are going to ship and getting those kind of packed up and put aside. As much as obviously like we don't want to take Louis' toys from him or anything, I feel like a lot of times on the weekends we're like out and about for the most part, that like the amount of time that he spends like playing with his toys is like really short. So anyways, so that's kind of where we're at with packing. John has been really, really good about selling things that we are not moving. We are basically moving with like 2 pieces of furniture, a chair, which is 1 glider chair from Louis' nursery from when he was little. And then we are also moving like a French antique cabinet. And then everything else is suitcases, plastic storage boxes that we store all of our holiday decor and things in, a lot of like heirloom kind of like baby stuff that we haven't needed for a long time, and then yeah, just a bunch of boxes. So we are gonna be shipping our stuff with a company, and it should take around 7 to 11 weeks to get to us in Florida. So I would assume that we would get it in like November or December. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. I really need to get some work done today, so that is kind of where we're at. I think I might bring you guys along on packing up my suitcase a little bit later for the trip with Fish and Chips on Sunday. But other than that, that's all I've got for you right now. Fishy just ate all of his dinner, which is so good. Chips always eats his dinner. So yeah, I'm really glad that he did well with that, because he has just not really been himself the last few days. Yesterday, he seemed a little bit better, but yeah, they've been on this butternut box food for a long time, and they both love it. And we ran out of the food on Saturday, so I went to our local pet store and got them this soft food because it's really high quality and I've heard really great things about it. But yeah, I didn't transition slowly. You know, when you're planning an international move, I'm trying to not kick myself because I feel really, really bad. Like that like mom guilt feeling for not transitioning him slowly. I know better than to switch it fast, but yeah, it's just so hard to keep on top of all the things. So anyway, he seemed to really like this when I first gave it to him, but I think it really made him feel so bad after having like multiple days worth of meals of it, because now I feel like he has PTSD. Like I had to kind of really coax him back to eating this tonight. He seemed really unsure about it at first. So I'm glad that he eventually warmed up to it and ate it, because yeah, he just hasn't really seemed like himself. And I don't know, like I know Jaren's gonna take such good care of him, but like I also don't want to put more on her plate. She has a full-time job. She's got, you know, stuff that she has going on that, I don't know. I know she's like, you know, being so kind and being like, no, I want to take care of them, but yeah, I just want him to be well. You know, I don't want to drop him off and him to be, you know, not himself. You know, I want to drop them off knowing that they're happy and that they're good and all of that. So anyways, that's a little update on Fish. I'm not sure how much I gave you in terms of like why he wasn't well the other day and if he was better. So yeah, he like ate boiled chicken yesterday with peas and his medicine, which was good, but then wasn't really super keen on food today. So anyway, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I'm gonna go get Louis now. It is 5:20 and it takes me about 20 minutes to where I need to pick him up. So I'm gonna go get that little guy. So I'm gonna go get my little man, get him ready for bed. And then I need to pack my bag for Sunday so I can go ahead and get that done. And I don't have an empty suitcase upstairs like I thought, so I've got to go down in the cellar and get one. And then I have to clean it off because I think it's down on dirt and not on one of the planks. Saturday morning. As you saw, well, actually what you saw as this morning was actually yesterday morning. Yesterday I just got really busy with stuff and I just didn't really have the capacity to also vlog, so I felt like I would just finish up today. I had a few things this morning that I needed to catch up on with regard to work. John's also working this morning. I feel like I just got so behind on all the things because Fishy just wasn't well this week, so our lovely babysitter Claire texted me and she was like, hey, I was meant to babysit another family but they canceled, so if you need anything this weekend, like, let me know. Because I had told her that as our move gets closer we could potentially need just some help and support on the weekends to kind of give John and I some space to get some packing done and just different odds and ends and figuring out logistics or getting things booked that maybe we just don't have the capacity to do during the week. So yeah, so she's with Louie now and I am going to get myself packed this morning, and I also need to do a couple of little things for work that I didn't get to yesterday. I just was looking at my messages this morning and I saw that my web developer Logan texted me and said that my new website is up and looking so beautiful. You guys, this has been a labor of love. It's been like 2 years in the making and I already have some like ideas as to how I want it changed. Like I'm like, oh, I wish I could change this now, but it's like too late in the game, but I just think it looks amazing. They did such a great job and I have some really great ideas for how we can kind of make it even better, hopefully in the next year or so. So yeah, definitely take a look. I just love it. I love all the new colors. I was very much a like pink and blue gal when it came to like my branding back in the day, and I loved that. I mean, I still love pink and I still love blue. They're two of my favorite colors, but I just feel like I like wanted something a bit more neutral and natural when it came to like my overall branding. I want something that feels really cozy and just really kind of reminiscent of where I am right now. So yeah, it looks really, really nice. So definitely check it out. But today I need to pack because tomorrow I'm moving Fish and Chips back to the States, which is wild. And I feel like Fish senses it, like he senses something is going on, because this morning, I also think he didn't really sleep well last night. John had a fun little leaving do, as they say, like a goodbye party with all of his friends. So he and his lads went out last night in Canary Wharf, I think, in London. So he had a very late night and came home very late, and Fish was in bed with me, which normally he sleeps in his kennel downstairs, and I woke up like at another point in the night and Fish and John were like cuddled up together, but like Fish didn't look very comfortable and I was like, oh my gosh, little Fish. I don't think he slept very well, so I think he's a bit tired or he senses something's going on. He already like hasn't really been himself this week, so yeah, but we do have his food back to normal and he's doing a lot better. He's been more like excited about eating and he hasn't had any like, you know, resistance to food. So that's been really good. So I don't know if I've told you guys, but you know, we're flying with K9 Jets like I've shared, but we're flying to New Jersey and obviously we're moving to Florida. So I need to get the boys down to Florida in like record time. And I think I've told you that I'm gonna be driving with a family friend, Leo, down to Florida. Initially, Leo was going to just drive the boys down for me. But then when Fish wasn't really well, like a month or so ago, I was like, actually, I just really don't want to just hand them off to somebody, even though I trust Leo. I was like, I just want to be with him just in case he's not well. And so my dad was like, well, of course I trust that you can drive yourself with Fish and Chips, but like, why don't you still like, you know, have Leo drive? You guys can split the drive if you want, but then you can like be with Fish, you know, if he's not well or if he's just a bit down or if he's getting a bit stressed, like, and Chips is quite anxious. So they're both, I think, gonna be a little bit like, what is happening? What are we doing? So you can be with them still. So I felt like that was a good like happy medium to the plan. So we are driving from New Jersey to Florida tomorrow. I'm hoping that we can stop like in North Carolina and then make our way down on Monday and hopefully make it back with quite a bit of time before my flight back. I don't know if I shared earlier, but I'm going to Taylor Swift's concert on the 20th, like her last show in London at Wembley. So I have to be back by the morning of the 20th, which, so my flight is the 19th, we fly overnight and we get back on the 20th. And then we're basically like taking quick power naps, then getting ready and going to the show. I also don't know if I told you who's coming with me, but my stepsister, so my dad's fiance Karen's daughter, Meg, is a big Taylor Swift fan as well. So I threw out the idea for her to join me and she was like, let me just figure out childcare. Yep, we're good. And so she's joining me. So that'll be so fun. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so fun to have her here and show her around Windsor as well before she heads out a couple days later. So anyways, it's gonna be a bit of a whirlwind of a few days. And I think that was also why yesterday I was like, I just need some chill time. I felt like I have just been like go lately and I just need to pump the brakes a little bit. So I kind of took that day yesterday to kind of just get a few things done, but not like rush around and like be super frantic. So the plan for today while Louis is out is to go into the cellar and grab a suitcase so that I can start packing for this trip tomorrow. I need to pull out all of my designer handbags. I need to pull my filing folders of all like important documents that I don't want shipped in the container. I also need to grab, all of like my camera equipment that I might need. And same with, gosh, I should have, I'm looking at like my podcast, like microphone and headphones. I still kind of need those. So that's kind of frustrating because I don't really want to ship those. I didn't really think about that. Anyways, so anything that I don't want shipped and then I'm gonna kind of need direct access to when we get to the States, I need to kind of pack in that suitcase. And then of course I'm going to pack a few bits for me and for the boys. So I need to do that, but the only suitcases I have are, down in the cellar. And Louis loves going into the cellar, so I figured it'd be better if I go down there on my own. It's easier and quicker if I do it when he's not around. The only other thing about that is that the ones that are left down there are on the dirt. It is kind of like a crawl space. It's definitely not like a basement where you can like stand up fully and walk around. I personally, when we looked at this house, they said that they were going to be finishing the cellar and we thought that that meant that they were gonna fully cement everything and make it look quite nice so that we didn't worry about anything that we stored down there. But they didn't do that. So we just have these wood planks and then these IKEA pallets on top. So we kept as much as we could on those to keep everything off the ground. And to be honest, like everything down there has been fine, but I've also just been a bit like grossed out a little bit thinking that like things get quite damp down there. And like all of my clothes that I've kept down there in suitcases, they've been fine. There's been like no mold, but I'm just like, yeah, but like, is there stuff that isn't seen in the material now? I don't know. Maybe I'm allowing myself to think too much into this, but anyways, I need to grab a suitcase and wash off the wheels and get it all to the point where I can bring it upstairs and get things packed. So anyway, let's go down into the cellar and get this whole thing started. Sorry, Chips.
Did I annoy you? Did I annoy you? You don't like when I touch your paws. You don't like when I touch your paws? Look at you. You're just the cutest boy, Chips. You are, Chips. You're gonna go on an adventure tomorrow, baby.
Okay, so just got downstairs. I always have to have shoes on to go down here. So this is like a little kind of like, so basically like our little half bath is there, our kitchen is back there. There's this little coat area that we created in this little indentation. Then we put this little like just Amazon like storage container here for shoes. And this is the door. This is normally sat back against this wall, but I've moved it so I could open this door. And yeah, this is our cellar. Already popped the light on. You guys. Yeah, so this is what it is. Not terrible, honestly. We are so grateful to have had this extra space to store stuff. Because yeah, otherwise we would have had to have kept my storage unit and yeah, this has saved us some money. So only things that we've allowed to stay on the dirt is like plastic containers and elevated suitcases. Anything that was like cloth, we had to kind of throw away just because it grossed me out a little bit. But yeah, okay, I need to grab one of these suitcases and take it upstairs. See where I can put this guy. There, so you guys can see what's going on. Pulling out designer bags that I just don't want to ship. Now, the big question is, how in the world am I going to fit all of them in one suitcase where I'm also transporting important documents, paperwork, mementos, things that I guess I could ship. Like, those are really cute antiques. Just sweet little photo, nice belts, heirloom jewelry, nice bag. How am I gonna get all of this in this one suitcase? We're only allowed one suitcase, and we are allowed hand luggage, but they ask for it not to be too large, just so that there is just a little bit more comfortability within the jet. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm not sure if I highlighted that there are these bags in addition to these bags. Oh goodness, okay. I also really wanted to bring my camera equipment. I've got like camera gear in here. Not this kind of camera, like nice camera things. But I actually think that my cameras are in here with the nice lenses. So this is gonna be such a heavy bag. I'm so glad that we're going with a private jet company, because I don't know. They didn't tell us that it had to be a certain weight. Got it all in except for one designer bag, which is sad, but it's quite big. It's really soft, but I think I'm gonna try and hide it in Louis' diaper bag when we pack it, so it's kind of discreet and just there, hopefully nothing happens when it's being shipped. Yeah, so fingers crossed. I might itemize that one. I don't know. I do trust shipping companies, but you never know. Anyway, all right, so what I'm gonna do now is pack the carry-on bag. They said one carry-on, but try to keep it small. This isn't really super small. It's just an expandable Longchamp. And I might need to expand it. Because I need to fit a few things for me in here. Fish and chips' paperwork, my toiletry bag, I mean, the thing is, I'm not there for very long. Like, I'm really only needing tomorrow's travel outfit. When we get to the hotel, I'll shower, get in pajamas, and then I'll need an outfit for Monday to continue the drive with. And then hopefully I'll get in with enough time to go to our house, drop this off, and shower and change into my overnight travel outfit. So really, I only need like 3 outfits, 1 pair of pajamas, and a toiletry bag. I'm gonna try to just use 1 pair of shoes, and we should be good. So I don't really need to pack much, but I'm wondering if this is too heavy. What I can do is I can expand this to accommodate anything else that needs to maybe be taken out to like fit their weight requirements. And then I also need to bring my laptop, the charger, this camera. So I don't really feel like that's much. Fish and chips is paperwork. Not much. So I think we'll be fine. We'll be all good. I just found like some of my like massive hard drives from years past with like lots of photos, lots of files, and I'm like, oh, should I carry that in here as well? But they weigh a lot, so I just feel like I have to release control at some point and just like, you know, trust. Because there are so many people that like don't have the luxury of like going to move some of these like really sensitive personal items ahead of their move. So I mean, just being able to move all of these things, I feel quite lucky. So yeah, okay, I need to get on with packing because we are 20 minutes from when Claire should be back with Lulu, and then we're gonna go to a farm that's close to us called Odd's Farm. So that should be a fun afternoon. Hopefully we'll get some lunch as well. I'm getting hungry. Okay, come here. Okay, sounds good. All right, come here. We got a package. Louie's home now, right? Did you have fun with Miss Claire?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you making me a pizza out of Play-Doh? Yeah?
No.
No, you switching it up now? All right, so we got a package in from Osea. So let's see, I think I know what this is, and I'm so excited because I actually just ran out of my favorite clean body wash.
Body wash?
Body wash by a brand you guys are probably familiar with because I talked about it a lot, honestly, for years. Necessaire. I still love their brand a lot because they only use clean ingredients, nothing yucky, very similar to Osea Malibu. But one of the things that I noticed that Osea didn't have when I was first introduced to it earlier this year was a body wash, which is something that I've always kind of had.
Cheese in it.
Oh, did you put cheese in it?
Yeah.
Is this a calzone?
Let's see it.
Yeah, let me see. Or did you put the cheese in it? The pink is the cheese. That's right. Is this a little taco?
Yeah.
A taco. Ooh, can I have a bite?
Let me mix it more.
You want to mix it more? Well done. So, a product that I always wish that they had was a body wash. I mean, I always have been using Necessaire, so I already had a clean body wash to use, but I was like, oh my gosh, I love Osea's products. I feel like they would have like an incredible body wash, but they didn't. But now they do. An Andaria algae body wash made of all clean ingredients, all from the earth, mostly the ocean, seaweed. It's incredibly healing and lovely. And all their products smell so beautiful. Do you want to smell it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one smells, it smells like a lot like oranges. You smell it? Smells yummy. It's gentle enough for you as well. Yeah, you can use this later when we give you a bath. Anyway, I am so excited to start using this because I'm actually almost out of my Necessaire one. Seaweed boosted body wash cleanses and removes impurities, leaving skin soft and renewed. Daily pH balance formula mineralizes without stripping skin.
Look.
Oh wow. Is it turning purple? Because you mixed the blue with the pink.
Make it brown.
No, we don't want to make it brown. But it looks a bit purple because you're mixing the pink and the blue, aren't you? That looks really nice. So yeah, really excited to try this. I'll link this down below, and I always have a code for Osea. It's Alyson Haley 10, and it'll give you 10% off. All right, are we going to the farm now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to the farm. Who are we gonna see? Or what are we gonna see?
Pig.
Pigs and
Cows. And horses.
and horses. Oh, I hope we see some horses. Mommy loves horses.
I love horses as well too.
Yeah, they're so lovely. All right, we are off to the farm now. Look at them run! Oh my goodness, they're so sweet. Beep beep, Louie's coming through. Look at him. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
We put them on our arms. They feel friction. Did that perk you up a bit? Should I go get you some chicken? Not sure why you're off the butternut now. You love your butternut. My sweet old man. I love you so much. I love you so much. That way you have something for tomorrow morning if you're still feeling a bit nervous. I think you're just a little bit nervous, Fish. You're not going under the plane. You're not. We're flying in style tomorrow, Fish. I think you're going to be just completely blown away by what we're flying in tomorrow, Fish. Don't you worry, honey. Don't you worry. Okay, it's like a few hours later. What time is it? Like 10. I am all packed. I've got my suitcase all done. I ended up taking out one of my cameras. I ended up packing my Canon because I felt like I might use that when we get back. And then I have like a really nice Sony camera. But I was like, I'm just gonna like, I have to remember that like our container is going to be insured. I'm sure everything will be fine. I think my bag was getting a bit too heavy because I also needed to pack like enough food to leave Jaren with food for the boys. So I was like, okay, I need to lighten up the load a bit. I'm folding laundry now, but I've also been watching the Taylor Swift concert for tonight. It's the 17th. This was supposed to be her final night in London, and then she added 2 shows after tickets went on sale. And so I have tickets to the last show on the 20th. And if you're a Taylor Swift fan, then you know that Reputation, her album that she released in 2017, is like one of the last 2 albums that she needs to release under Taylor's version. If you're not a Taylor Swift fan, basically like a few years ago, I can't remember the exact year at this point, but Scooter Braun basically bought her original albums and like music, like he owns all the rights to them. So anytime you play those albums, those original albums on like Spotify or buy the album, Taylor doesn't get anything for that, and she doesn't own her art at all. So she was like, you know what, to reclaim this and like shift this back into my, like to where I own my art, like I am gonna record all of the albums. So anyway, she's done all of them except for 2, Reputation and her first album, which was
is referenced as debut. And so the entire tour, everyone has been like waiting for her to announce when Reputation, Taylor's version, is going to be released, and it hasn't happened yet. Like there were so many different like Easter eggs and clues that it might happen at this show in this city. Like Dublin Night 3 was suspected to be one of the nights that she might release it or like announce it, and that was the Dublin show that I went to, but nothing happened. And there are all these like crazy like theories that people come up with, which is just so impressive, to be honest. I have been a Taylor Swift fan for a long time, but I kind of like fell off for a while, and I've only just now kind of like gotten back into her music. So many of her like early albums, probably right up until Reputation, like I knew front to back like so well, and then I kind of just like didn't hear about her music just personally in my like sphere. And then I moved here and I heard about her albums being released, but I heard they were very like sad and like kind of like heavy, and I was like, you know what, I already feel super heavy, like I just don't know that I need to like listen to heavy music. So anyways, I'm kind of like now learning all of the songs and catching up on the albums that I like didn't know as well because of that, and it's been really fun actually. But anyways, so I have tickets to the 20th, and a lot of people are thinking that she's going to announce Rep TV on the final show at Wembley, but tonight's show was supposed to be the last show. So there are a lot of people that were like, something is going to happen. And one of the things that she does during her shows is she sings 2 surprise songs towards the end of the show. One is on guitar and one is on piano. What she started doing during the European leg is that she'll mash up a couple of songs together, which is quite fun. But one song that she hasn't sang from Reputation, which a lot of people were clowning or guessing and theorizing, that she'll save that one for when she announces Rep TV, and she sang it tonight, and everyone went absolutely just crazy. Like everyone was so loud, you could hear it in the crowd. I was watching the live feed on TikTok, but there was no announcement. She just sang that song, so people think that it's coming. So I'm assuming that it'll be announced on either the 19th or the 20th, which I would assume it would be the last show. Why would she announce it on the second to the last show? Which makes this trip even more risky and scary. Like, of course, I would rather like know for sure that like we get over there safe and like we get down to Florida and I can drop them off perfectly fine, and that is totally like where my mindset is. But also I have left no room for error with this trip, which is why I mentioned on stories that when I bought these tickets, I'm like, this was a lot of money that I probably did not need to spend in the midst of an international move. And also like in the midst of moving the dogs back like 2 days before, if not the day before. Like there's just no room for error. Like we can't get a flat tire, you know, like we can't have any like terrible traffic for hours and hours and hours. Yeah. So anyways, wish us luck. I'm sure like by the time that you see this, you'll know how it all ended up. But still, it is just so scary. I'm so excited. I think for the surprise song the last night, which is why I think she's saying I did something bad tonight, is because the last night that she's in London, I think she'll sing So Long London on the piano, but I don't know what she'll sing on guitar. I feel like there is one other song from Reputation that she hasn't sang, or was it I Did Something Bad? I think it was just I Did Something Bad. Anyways, again, I'm like kind of like new to this whole like Swiftie world, because I feel like TikTok is totally what like took Swifties like up a notch. Like I think Swifties always existed, but like now they're so much more well known, and I think like the Swiftie like era for everyone has kind of like grown, which has been really fun, honestly. I feel like if I'm a part of any kind of group or even like slight cult, which is totally not a cult, I feel like this is what I'd want to be a part of, because it's so positive, it's so sweet, and it's just like the epitome of like girlhood and like happiness and joy. So yeah, I'm not upset about it. But anyways, all right, I should probably get to sleep. Thankfully, as you saw, Fish started to perk up towards the end of the night, and he ate a little food, which was good. He is definitely looking and seeming a little bit more like his sweet and attentive self. He's usually very like keeping an eye on everything. But yeah, I'm gonna let him sleep right next to me tonight, And yeah, gonna be a very long day tomorrow. I'm probably going to cut this vlog off after I check into the flight tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll have more to share from our journey over to the States, but I'll have to save that for the next one. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna get a good night's sleep, and then I'll bring you guys along to the airport in the morning.